Not Your Professional Walkthroughs channel presents.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Stardew Valley 1.4 here on Not Your Professional Walkthroughs channel with me, your host Max. Okay, finally we are getting a lucky day, but I still have to somehow manage to water all these crops. Luckily for me, I'm gonna be harvesting ton of kale today. Cause you know, all those kale smoothies that I like to make. So this is all being sold. I am able to purchase the upgrade for the backpack finally. Robin has lost her favorite axe, and I do know exactly where it is. That is, unless it's been moved from the 1.4 update in a different part of the woods. I mean, some of the changes for the 1.4 are good, some of them, not so much. For example, you all know the event which has been added during the winter season, right? It's the 3 days when the boats come to the shore, and basically Woolly's hut or store is the center of this night market, and there was one vendor that tend to make coffee, and you were able in one day, because the market started at 5 p.m, to pick up like coffee every hour or so. Now I've been testing the market on my test file for 1.4 version, and what happens now is that you are no longer able to get coffee like every hour. You're only able to get one coffee per each day. So let's say that you would come to the event in 1.3 version at 5 p.m. sharp. You would get your first coffee, then you would get one at 6, then 7, then 8, then 9, then 10. So basically, by the end of the event, you were able to have like 15 coffees. Now, you will only have 3. That really is not the update I was looking for, people. But this is something that you can only come across while you're testing the game, and because I really enjoy playing the title and I don't want to get super far ahead with my footage for the channel and not have the feedback or response from the community about what might be potentially included in the game itself or the footage itself or towards what I should be trying to build, well then it's kind of hard to do this. Anyhow, let's see, what are we working with today? So I might be able to chop down some maples. I have the field snack. I'm gonna go check on the forest to see if I can get my hands on some spring onions. But first I'm gonna go to Pierre to upgrade the backpack capacity. That's gonna be definitely a benefit. Potentially what I can also do is leave the topaz, the earth crystal, the quartz, and the amethyst at the museum. By doing so, I'm thinking I might finally get my hands on the first reward from the museum, which would be equal to the 9 cauliflower seeds. But first, what I am trying to consider is one thing. We need 100 gold, 100 stone, 10 clay, 5 copper bars in order to make the first ever silo. So we need 100, we need, okay, 10. I'm actually burning through my entire clay reserve now. That's really not good, but other than this, I'm not really sure what do I need the clay for. Let's check and consult with the wiki. Okay, so either you use clay for the quality retaining soil or the garden pots, but I mean, you get your hands on the garden pots only after you unlock the greenhouse from Evelyn. So before that, you will not come across in contact with that. So I'm pretty okay utilizing the clay to build the silo. And potentially what I might do is build the silo like here. It'd be nice if I can actually chop down these bushes, really make it more fun for me, but we work with what we have available to us. Okay, and I will just realize that I was swinging the axe and burning through energy like a total goofball for no apparent reason, but I mean, someone just knocked me over the head. Anyhow, I'm gonna try to chop down some trees, go to PVR, then probably fish. It would be a good idea to maybe try and go into the mine since it's more of a lucky day, who knows. I should have picked up the site. Okay, so I'm not gonna be going through these bushes. Obviously, the dagger which I'm using now as a weapon is a horrible choice for clearing out this area. Today is Thursday, so Robin should definitely be at her shop. So let's try and make the most of this. I'm gonna definitely eat the field snack. Do I want to chop down one more tree? Probably. Why the heck not? At least we're gonna clear out a larger part of this map here. We're getting dangerously low on our energy. Or I just might go and do the good old fishing. I do have trout soup saved up in the collection bin. So that's gonna be useful for me because it restores a lot of energy. And it's all about utilizing your energy to the maximum potential on the first days of your adventure here. And also, I'm gonna have to go and take a look at Robin's axe. Okay, so here's the plan. Let's drop off the wood, let's drop off this and this. Let's see if I have acorns. I do. Let's make field snacks. We're gonna drop off the 4 stones that I picked up, the maple seedlings or seeds. So now we are only missing acorns for more field snacks. So let's do this. I'm gonna run down into the forest. I'm gonna pick up the axe for Robin. I'm gonna go down to Pierre, then go up to Robin, and then see what else I can do with the rest of the day. Okay, so regarding this part of the map, now based on what I understand, the special event with the giant oversized cat or bear or whatever it is that you keep feeding the items to, which should manifest in here for the 1.4 update, this will help you clear out this section of the map. Now, if I am however correct, this spawns in year 3 of your walkthrough. So do you guys think we can make this series last for 3 in-game years? It's gonna be interesting for all the editing I will have to do. But I mean, I don't mind. This is so awesome that I can experience this with the community. And in order for us to get the access into the shaft, I of course need to provide enough items to Gunter at the museum for him to give me the rusty old key. I don't think it's Pennywise that it's inside, although it would be totally creepy if it would happen. Okay, even I'm scared now. So unfortunately we are not back down there, which would save me some time. But it can be worse. Hey Leah, what's up, girl? So let's see. Any forageable items, and especially Robin's axe. Seriously, no spring onion? Really? Nothing? Oh, that's just horrible. But anyhow, if I drop off the Robin's axe at her place, at least I'm paying for the construction of the silo itself. And this is like the first time ever I've decided to go for silo this soon or this early in the game. Usually I really prioritize working towards the crops and making sure I have sufficient amount of money for the strawberries, which I still can potentially do. However, I really need to upgrade the damn backpack first. And since that's gonna cost me 2,000, well, you know. An extra ruby? Okay, I do appreciate the 750 gold for it, and you can be really lucky and come across ruby in the mines if you potentially would break any of the old boxes. So you see, I talked about the colors of the backpacks and the fact that they don't manifest on your back. It would be fun if you can change their color or make them look different, since now you have the option to change the appearance of your clothes or create new clothes if you interact with Emily's sewing machine. Okay, so let's run up. Robin usually tends to be inside by 5 p.m. So we're gonna drop off the axe. We're gonna collect the reward, that's 250. And we are gonna construct our silo. Cabins. This is the fish pond, one of the new buildings that we will be definitely working with. Shed. I did construct the shed. I haven't upgraded the inside of the shed yet because the upgrade is like super expensive. But I've seen what it looks like, and it's, I do believe, doubled in size. So that is awesome because, like I said in one of the 1.3 footage episodes, I never built barns in order to fill them up with preserve jars or kegs. If you want to go crazy with the keg production and you don't want to occupy a huge amount of slots in your inventory, then just go down where the spring onions tend to spawn and fill that section of the world with the kegs or preserve jars, or heck, go into the quarry and put them over there. You're looking for the parts of town or the map where NPCs or no special events activate themselves, so the items can be destroyed or moved or inaccessible to you for a certain amount of days. This is the building which we are looking for. And where is the placement for it? The cool thing now is that based on 1.4 update, if I remember it correctly, if there is like a piece of junk somewhere or something blocking potentially the items where you would decide to build something like animal, you can place down the construction, and basically this would ensure that you do not have to try to do this second time. Okay, I'm gonna come back here. I'm gonna clear out those two items which are blocking the construction of the silo. I do know that I'm burning through too much daylight right now by doing something so idiotic. But at least I have now the increased backpack capacity, so I'll be able to manage somehow. Plus, it's spring, I do not have that many plants or anything else, so we should manage. But I will definitely need to get my hands on more crops, obviously, because we will need to increase the farming. But if I want to save up for the strawberries, well then no. Okay, I'm gonna chop you down. This can give me a mixed seed, but I'm really hating the fact that I do not have the site. So I'm gonna be able to construct the silo now, so I'm gonna rush back to Robin's place. Like I said, she tends to be there a bit longer. I really need to upgrade the axe so that I can chop down these massive stumps and start getting the hardwood. I might actually consider this time, instead of making a hardwood fence, utilizing the lightning rods to set up the area where the animals can be running free. Because as it was written to me in the comment section, this is a good idea to do because of one specific thing. The lightning rods do not decay, however, things like, for example, the hardwood fence can eventually decay. And of course, I'm not going to be making the iron fence or something, because I tend to utilize the iron bars for construction of, let's say, the kegs or any other things which I use at my farm. So the silo is being constructed. That is just perfect. Now I'm going to rush off to the beach, and finally I will be able to keep running around with my fishing rod constantly equipped. Why is that a good thing? Well, if in case you have, for example, like, let's say 8 energy left on your day, you can try your luck with fishing. If you catch fish and you eat the fish immediately, well then you can get, let's say, like 13 energy or 15 or more energy back, and you can once again fish. And overall, you will eventually get into the surplus of energy. It's just unfortunate that you will not gain any income from the fish which you are consuming, of course. But it's better that way. And fishing is a nice, relaxing thing to do in this game anyhow. Especially if you are a completionist and you want to go for the legendary fish, which I might try to cover here. Of course, in the first year of spring, I'm not even gonna try to attempt to catch the legendary fish for the spring season. But what I would like to actually do here, I cannot interact with the trash cans because everyone is so close to them. Darn it. I'm gonna show you that fishing spot which I talked about in the previous episode. So let's go take a look at it, if I will be able to utilize it. And since I'm walking around here, I'm actually carrying leek and some other foraging items. So I can drop off 2 of these into the first bundle. So let's at least do that. I know I should be keeping the leek of the gold star quality for myself and drop off the basic quality. But eventually, when I will be making more and more of those seeds and turning them into crops, I can utilize those items for energy, because of course I can get more energy out of, let's say, the leek or the horseradish than I would get from the basic spring onion or any of the other spring onions. So the fishing spot which I talked about can be found directly here. Your task is to cast towards the island in there. Of course, I'm not casting into the correct distance because my fishing skill is not that high. But if you start to get towards the island more and more, or if you increase your fishing skill or have better fishing rod, well then you will be able to get your hands on lots of fish. These 2 slots over here, or squares or spaces, are perfect for trying to catch fish. But like I said, I only was able to get my hands on the base quality fish here. The other good spot from which you can fish, of course, is from here. Unfortunately, it's really out of the way to get here, And if you're trying to fish, I advise you to try casting down towards the massive log sunken on the bottom of the lake, which might give you some high and quality fish. I will unfortunately not be able to reach this high concentration spot, and I'm also not able to get anything here. I'm gonna definitely need to work on upgrading the fishing rod. That's a must for me, because once I am at least able to equip the bait for my rod, well, then you are getting more interaction with the fish because you have live bait, and the fish are more attracted to it, especially on unlucky day when your chances of coming across, let's say, the treasure chest are reduced that much more. Of course, there is one of the perks which increases the chances of you coming across more with the treasure chest, but I still think the better value or selling price for fish is the best perk. Of course, everybody plays it differently. By the end of the game, I'm not fishing even that much, but most of my money in the later game does not come from fishing itself anyhow. Usually comes from farming and artisanal items and things like this. I'm not complaining about getting my hands on green algae just due to the fact that I will need it for the fish ponds. So with the 1.4 update, I actually became less unhappy whenever I'm pulling out the algae or especially the seaweed. Well, especially seaweed. Seaweed is much harder to come by than the green algae, which you require for construction of the fish ponds. Okay, that's a second diamond that I'm getting my hands on. So what I can do now, potentially, because I have one already in the collection box or the treasure chest which I keep at the beach, I can maybe drop this one at the museum or sell this one. I might go with the selling because I will want more money for the strawberry seeds, and in 2 days we have the egg hunt festival, so that is definitely something that I need to keep an eye out for, because one strawberry seeds will cost you 100 gold, and by the end of the spring season I can only get 2 harvests of strawberries. So the more strawberries I will have, the better it will be for either the later production of strawberries in the greenhouse or the second year, because I will be able to load up the strawberries into the seed makers and turn them into seeds. Now, in my test file, one fun thing happened to me, and I was able to come across the ancient seed relic really early in the game when I was going through the mines. So I was hesitant to think maybe I will keep the one ancient seed, and actually I would keep it for the second year or just for the greenhouse itself. Instead, however, when I got my hands on the speed grow, I decided to plant it. So this happened to me in the spring season. Ancient fruit takes forever to grow or fully mature. But what happened was, because I decided to plant it, by the end of the fall season, I was able to have 12 seeds made out of the ancient fruit harvest. So that was really awesome, because even when I was turning pumpkins into seeds, and I went with the base quality pumpkins, not like the silver quality pumpkins. I usually tend to keep those, for example, for the pumpkin juice. I kept 5 gold star pumpkins for the quality pumpkin or the quality bundle. Quality bumble. So basically, I kept 5 gold stars pumpkins for the bundle. I sold the rest of those. The silver quality ones were for the pumpkin juice. The base ones were for the pumpkin seeds, and even pumpkins got turned into the ancient fruit seeds. So I was really surprised, because usually the best luck for me when it comes to getting the ancient seed out of any crops happens only with blueberries. I didn't know if you guys had any other experience with this. However, do let me know if yes. I would be interested to find out if that is the truth. And hopefully I will see you on the next episode. And I hope you enjoyed this one. For more fun content, check out the channel. And hopefully I will see you soon. Bye bye.